Marriage is often seen as the ultimate goal in life. Society tells us it's a symbol of love, commitment, and stability, the natural next step in our journey. From childhood, we are conditioned to believe that one day we will find the one, settle down, and build a life together. We are taught that marriage is the highest form of love, the ultimate partnership, and the key to happiness. But what if I told you that for some people, the chosen ones, the visionaries, the ones with a divine mission, marriage can feel less like a blessing and more like a prison? While marriage brings companionship, support, and comfort, it also comes with unseen limitations. It can slowly silence your calling, dull your purpose, and drain your energy. It can force you into a mold that was never meant for you, chaining you to expectations that don't align with your soul's path. This is not a message of bitterness, but a truth that many feel deep inside yet are afraid to admit. For those destined for something greater, for those with a higher mission, marriage can be a distraction, a burden, a slow erosion of self. The world needs individuals who are willing to walk alone, to pursue their calling without compromise, to dedicate themselves fully to their mission. If this message resonates with you, if you feel like you were meant for something beyond the ordinary, then keep reading, because what you're about to discover may confirm what your soul has always known. One of the first things marriage does is place expectations upon you, expectations that society has crafted over generations. The moment you enter this union, you are no longer just you. You become part of a system, a structure, a set of roles that come with rules and responsibilities. You are expected to be a husband, a wife, a provider, a caretaker. There is an unspoken pressure to fit into a particular mold, to behave a certain way, to prioritize your partner's needs, to conform to the idea of what a marriage should be. For many, this is comforting. It provides stability, routine, and a sense of belonging. But for a chosen one, a free thinker, a spiritual seeker, it can feel suffocating. The world expects you to blend in, to follow the script, to live within the framework that has been laid out for you. But deep inside, you know that your path was never meant to be ordinary. You see the world differently. You question traditions. You challenge norms. You are not here to simply exist. You are here to create, to awaken, to disrupt, to inspire. But marriage, by its very nature, demands compromise. It requires you to give up parts of yourself, to make sacrifices that may not align with your true purpose. If you've ever felt like you are shrinking inside your relationship, if you feel like your dreams and ambitions are slowly fading into the background, this is not an accident. It is the weight of expectations pulling you into a life that may not be meant for you. Energy is everything. The chosen ones, those with a deep sense of purpose, know that every ounce of energy they have must be protected and channeled into their mission. Whether it is spiritual enlightenment, artistic creation, revolutionary ideas, or deep intellectual pursuit, their path requires complete mental, emotional, and spiritual dedication. But marriage demands energy. A lot of energy. A relationship is not just about love, it requires effort, compromise, and constant emotional investment. You are not just responsible for yourself anymore. You must now carry another person's emotions, needs, and expectations. Your time, once spent on deep thought, creative expression, and personal growth, is now divided. The conversations that once filled your mind with inspiration may now revolve around household chores, financial concerns, daily routines, and relationship maintenance. The long hours of solitude and introspection you once cherished may now be replaced by the constant presence of another person. At first, you tell yourself that you can manage both, that you can balance your purpose and your marriage. But over time, you begin to notice a shift. The fire inside you starts to dim. The clarity you once had begins to blur. The focus that fueled your passion is slowly being diluted by the demands of daily life. This is not to say that marriage is bad. It serves its purpose for many. But for those whose energy is sacred, who have been called to walk a different path, the distractions of a relationship can become a burden. Your mind, your spirit, your very essence needs to be free to fully realize your potential. And anything that takes away from that is not just a distraction, it is a barrier. The chosen ones do not thrive in routine. They do not seek comfort in predictability. They crave expansion, discovery, and growth. Their souls are restless. Their minds are always searching, and their hearts yearn for the freedom to explore their true calling. But marriage, by nature, is built on routine and responsibility. There are expectations to meet, roles to fulfill, and daily obligations that create a cycle of repetition. You wake up, you follow the same schedule, you meet the same responsibilities over and over again. At first, this stability might feel comforting. But as time passes, you begin to feel something inside you dying, a slow, silent suffocation of the spirit. The desire to explore, to evolve, to grow is replaced by the pressure to maintain, to sustain, to keep things in order. This is why so many great minds, visionaries, and spiritual leaders throughout history have chosen solitude. They understood that in order to create, to discover, to transcend the limits of the ordinary, they had to walk alone. If you've ever felt like marriage is holding you back, if you feel like you are meant for something greater but are trapped by the responsibilities of a relationship, know that you are not alone. The path of the chosen ones is not always easy, but it is necessary. Walking alone does not mean being lonely. It means being free to explore your mind, to expand your consciousness, to pursue your divine mission without distractions. It means protecting your energy, honoring your purpose, and refusing to be confined by expectations that do not serve your highest good. Not everyone will understand this path. Society will tell you that you need marriage, that you need partnership, that you need to fit into the framework of what life is supposed to be. But you were never meant to follow the rules. You were meant to break them. This is your time to awaken. If this message has reached you at the exact right moment, trust that it was meant for you. If you feel this truth resonating deep within, type 111 in the comments for divine blessings. And if you are on a journey of self-discovery, spiritual awakening, and higher consciousness, subscribe to this channel for more powerful insights. Your destiny is waiting. The question is, are you ready to walk the path alone? Marriage is often painted as the ultimate destination, the pinnacle of love and commitment. Society tells us that finding a partner, settling down, and building a life together is the natural path to happiness. But what no one talks about is the silent contract that comes with it, the contract of duty, responsibility, and sacrifice. The moment you enter marriage, your life is no longer entirely your own. You become part of something bigger, but in doing so, you often lose a piece of yourself. There are bills to pay, expectations to meet, and compromises to make. You no longer make decisions just for yourself. Every step you take must be considered within the framework of a partnership. For some, this is a beautiful and fulfilling experience. But for the chosen ones, those whose spirits crave freedom, exploration, and higher purpose, marriage can feel more like a cage than a union. Not because they don't love their partners or families, but because their souls were never meant to be tied down by obligation. Marriage brings a carefully structured routine, one that leaves little room for spontaneity, adventure, or radical transformation. What was once a life filled with endless possibilities now becomes a series of responsibilities that must be fulfilled day after day. And if children enter the picture, the weight of responsibility multiplies tenfold. Suddenly, every decision is centered around stability and security, and the idea of following your own calling, that deep, inner voice urging you towards something greater, gets drowned out by the noise of daily life. Many chosen ones who enter marriage don't feel trapped because they lack love for their families. They feel stuck because their souls crave something more, something beyond the walls of their homes, something beyond the predictable rhythm of married life. It is not that they don't value companionship. It's that their spirits were never meant to be anchored by duty. When a chosen one finds themselves locked in a cycle of obligations, they begin to feel disconnected from themselves, from their purpose, and from the very essence of what makes them unique. The desire to break free, to reclaim their time and energy, to rediscover their true self, becomes overwhelming. If marriage starts to feel like a prison rather than a partnership, it may be a sign that it is holding them back from the path they were truly meant to walk. Chosen ones are not just ordinary people. They are seekers, dreamers, and pioneers, driven by a deeper connection to the universe. Their journey is not about building a secure life with a spouse. It's about expanding their consciousness, seeking wisdom, and transcending limitations. While many people are content focusing on material success, chosen ones feel a pull towards something greater: enlightenment, self-discovery, and alignment with the divine. Marriage, however, introduces distractions, earthly, emotional, and often exhausting distractions. Relationships require effort, and with effort comes stress, compromise, and conflict. The more energy they pour into maintaining a relationship, the less energy they have for their spiritual evolution. Arguments arise, expectations build, and emotional blockages form. What once was a free-flowing journey of growth and transformation becomes tangled in the web of partnership dynamics. This is why so many monks, sages, and enlightened beings throughout history have chosen solitude over companionship. They understood that to reach the highest levels of awareness, one must detach from the ties of the physical world. Marriage, no matter how loving, comes with attachments. And attachments, when they become too consuming, can weigh down the spirit and prevent it from ascending to its highest potential. If you feel that marriage has slowed your spiritual growth, if you've noticed that your energy no longer flows towards self-discovery, but instead is caught up in the daily struggles of maintaining a relationship, it may be a sign that marriage is not aligned with your soul's evolution. The chosen ones are not meant to live predictable lives. They are explorers, risk-takers, and revolutionaries. They are not afraid to challenge the status quo, to step into the unknown, to embrace uncertainty in pursuit of something greater. Their journey is filled with bold decisions, unconventional paths, and fearless leaps of faith. But marriage demands stability. It demands a steady income, a predictable routine, and a sense of security. It asks for comfort over chaos, certainty over risk. And this need for security can be a silent killer of ambition. The chosen one who once dreamed of traveling the world, starting a movement, or pursuing a radical idea now finds themselves shackled by the need to provide, to maintain, to keep everything in balance. The fire of ambition slowly fades, replaced by the warmth of predictability. And while that predictability may be comforting, it comes at a cost, the cost of true freedom. If you have ever felt that marriage has made you play it safe, that it has forced you to trade your dreams for security, then it may be a sign that it is limiting your true potential. The chosen ones are not meant to live ordinary lives. They are here to change the world, break boundaries, and redefine what is possible. Anything that forces them to suppress their adventurous spirit is holding them back from fulfilling their destiny. Another truth about marriage that many chosen ones come to realize is the loss of solitude. Solitude is not loneliness. It is power. It is in the silence that chosen ones receive their greatest ideas, their deepest insights, their divine downloads from the universe. But in marriage, silence is rare. You are constantly engaged, talking, solving problems, making decisions, maintaining the relationship. And in that constant engagement, something sacred is lost. Without solitude, the creative and spiritual energy that once flowed so effortlessly begins to diminish. This is why many of the greatest minds in history, Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, Buddha, chose solitude over marriage. They understood that their greatest work, their highest purpose, could only be fulfilled in the quiet moments of deep reflection. Marriage also makes it harder to walk away from the wrong path. A chosen one's journey is fluid. They move when the universe moves. They evolve, shift directions, and let go of anything that no longer serves their purpose. But marriage locks you in. It roots you in place. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave, even when you know deep down that it is pulling you away from your higher calling. Perhaps the most dangerous way marriage confines chosen ones is by making them forget who they are. Over time, you become someone's husband or wife. Your identity becomes wrapped up in the partnership, in the shared goals, in the compromises. Decisions are made together, dreams must align, sacrifices are necessary. And slowly, the divine blueprint of who you were meant to be gets rewritten into a version of yourself that fits within the marriage. But the chosen ones were never meant to fit into anything. They were meant to break the mold, rewrite the rules, and live according to their own divine design. If you feel like you have lost touch with your true self, if you feel like a watered-down version of who you once were, then it is a sign that marriage may be suppressing your true power. But here's the truth: you are not alone. The chosen ones throughout history have faced this same struggle. Many have had to make difficult choices, to step away from what society deemed normal in order to fully step into their true destiny. And the most powerful realization of all is this: awareness is power. Once you recognize what is holding you back, you have the ability to change it. You have the ability to reclaim your freedom, your energy, and your true path. If this message reached you at the exact moment you needed to hear it, trust that it is not a coincidence. The universe is speaking to you. Drop 111 in the comments to affirm your awakening. And if you're ready for more life-changing insights on purpose, spirituality, and self-discovery, subscribe now to the Zillion Mind channel. Your journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. Thank you for watching.